Hey everybody, just doing another Bitcoin update. So, big things coming out tomorrow and Thursday. So, watch pre-market an hour before the New York Stock Exchange opens. We have CPI data coming out. It's going to be pretty different, I'm assuming, than the expected forecast. Same thing as Thursday, an hour pre-market. We've got uh, initial jobless and PPI. So, these are super important, you know, economic data points. Definitely a volatile open is expected tomorrow and Thursday. Remember, next week is the big day, the federal interest rate decision. The forecast hasn't really been put in yet. We've had a huge 10% drawdown on TradFi across, in the U.S. market. They've seen that really specifically as a potential way, and the data points that come out tomorrow and Thursday, if they're going to start pulling interest rates even more. So we'll see how that plays out in general. On the long shorts, looking for Bitcoin specifically, we were up at 75% long to short. We did that last little, what do you call it? That last little lower low. We've now gotten quickly out of that, which is very nice. We're back up towards 83.5, and this is dropping pretty quickly. So watch this very quickly. By and large, if you look across social media and some of the metrics we look at, everyone's wrecked, everyone's dooming, everyone's calling the recession and stuff like that. Yes, we have priority down, but there are some key levels that we could regain to reverse this. Until that happens, though, the trend is definitely lower. On the funding rate side, we're back looking pretty neutral across the board for some of the main exchanges. OKX actually pretty zeroed out, which is nice. So neutral in general. One of the big standouts here, BitMEX, massively pushing this upside drive, and we saw hundreds of thousands. Like there was a guy who was TWAPing 100K orders of Bitcoin earlier today that was doing it every couple of seconds. So huge long positions all opened up at 81.5. I'll show you guys on the chart. And then on the liquidation side as well, we've had some nice higher low regains of some previous levels. Nice bullish back test of 80K, 79.5, 80K. Looks quite good. We're coming up now to some pretty big liquidity. And the point is, we've got this level 85.2, and that would fill the weekend CME gap. Anything that gets over, call it 86.5, we're going to go for this really thick short liquidation pocket above us towards 88K. So this thing can reverse really quickly. Make sure you're watching those key levels. And then finally on the liquidity heat map, so we still have major plunge protection stepping in below us. They're still holding the price. We had some nice big orders holding the higher low that we got the retest of during the market open. So this looks clean. Now we do have some blocking orders above us in place. They try to put some at 82.5 to hold price down. We've ripped through those. So the question is, are we going to lose some local levels right here, getting back below 83K to come back down towards 81.5? Good question. We've got some local upside priority. Overall trend still down, but the local upside priority looks good. We're just probably overdue for some pullback. So just keep that in mind as we're kind of chugging up. We're not, it's not going to be an easy shot, is what I'm trying to say. So all that being said, looking over towards the chart itself, the idea was here, right? We had to move lower, new lows taking us down to fill the CME gap. So that old CME gap below us is filled, that really big old one, which is awesome to see. We've done it. Now, if we make any new lows under what we've done here, very easily we're going back towards 72, something like that. So the big thing there is very quickly, if you make new lows, don't expect this to hold realistically. And we haven't yet broken this downside drive. And what I mean by that is this is where we talked about us being yesterday, right? We did that move there, we did the retest, and then new lows. We've done that, we've made new lows. Until we start creating new highs, effectively gaining this 83.582 level, right? Getting above that, getting above March specifically up here at 84.3, we are still in downside local trend. We've got some, lower time frame stuff that looks good because we're uptrending, but in the higher time frame, you're still very much in a downside trend in general. Gaining and popping above this level will change that. So that's still a priority. So lower time frame, you're getting some rejections here. I think any gain at this point that gets us above this looks attractive to come up and test the weekend structure. This is the weekend structure, and somewhere right around, let's call it 86.2, somewhere right in here is where we have the CME gap from the current weekend. If we gain this stuff, I expect we squeeze to the upside. That being said, you're at some local structural resistance. Wouldn't surprise me if we come back down. The higher lows from today were not easy to take, but we have regained that low range. So We've done a bullish back test. We haven't done a bullish back test on the daily, so there's a lot of stuff left to do, but we're optimistic. Gaining this creates a change of character to start breaking us back up towards 86.5. Gaining 86.5 changes the overall price action in the local range that we're in, kind of the macro one since we broke back under 90K. So the goal here on the higher time frame is really simple. We want to see regains that take us back up towards 86.5. However we do that. If we reject here, come back down to the low, and then squeeze into that kind of high move. Clear that CME gap out, create some higher lows, and then eventually we get up towards 90K. Now, I think if we go straight to 90K, no back test, we'll probably get a snap rejection off it. But in general, it looks quite more attractive than it does currently. Right now, it looks pretty ass in the overall structure. The higher time frame here is still key. The dailies are still making new lows, and we're still underside retesting. I cannot stress the importance of closing a daily out above March, regaining that daily low structure. So whatever we're doing here, expect continued rejections. We're still making new lows, right? This range here that we lost, the range above, we've lost it on the daily. We've come back down and made a new daily range, and now we're making another new daily range low. We need to regain ranges to come attack higher. Until that happens, you have priority down. Watch for those flips. Watch the daily close, and yeah, don't rule out a potential reversal, but don't try and front run it. Wait till we get some confirmation. The last thing you want to do is try leverage trading the long, still catching the knife, because that's what you would be doing. That's it. Peace.